My experiences with Christian culture hasn't always been positive. I had a lot of questions. I didn't know where to ask those questions. I realized that I had been doing a lot of what I was doing just out of a habit, and there wasn't really any conviction. I knew God existed, but I didn't really know what to do with my faith. I didn't know who to turn to. Every time I'd meet a Christian, I didn't feel like I could be honest or real around them. I felt like I would for sure be judged. It felt like a very isolating time. By my third year in university, things got pretty dark. I found myself being less and less honest and less vulnerable. And I was just really mad at God. It was kind of like a drifting and then a hard cut. I think I was just trying to be a lot of things that weren't me. I found myself visiting a friend of mine, and I was walking and I saw these two girls book it across the street, and they're like are hurried and like running up the stairs. I'm like, what is so serious that you're gonna cut in front of cars to get to? And I looked around and I noticed the flags. So the next Sunday, I walked in, Pastor Sam is preaching. That Sunday, just something like 2 questions on that very long list that I'd been walking around with my whole life were answered. And I just remembered kind of like looking up at God being like, oh, okay, cool. I'll come here. I really did have a hunger to like know God truly and know Him personally. He just showed me for the first time in my life the usefulness of church, because up until that moment, church was just something that we did on Sunday with my family. When you start to get surrounded by people and by community and by church and in faith, suddenly you start to become more and more full. This community refused to let me feel like I was alone, feel like I was unseen, feel like I wasn't taken care of, wouldn't let me be defined by the circumstance that I was in. I think God calls us into community with each other because whatever you've experienced, it only gets better when you get to share that with somebody else.